In more than 20 years of practicing medicine, I've collected interesting facts about your body. Join me on a tour head to toe of
Your body is interesting.
bringing us to your ears. Uh, the wax in your ears, where does it come from? Where does it go? Well, the skin lining the ears is where it comes from, and it's also the skin. As it grows outward, away from the center of your body, out of your ear, and drags the wax like a conveyor belt, and so it doesn't accumulate. Incidentally, whales don't have that feature. Their earwax accumulates and every year forms a new layer. Consequently, you can actually determine the age of a whale from the number of layers of earwax in their ears. Now, furthermore, in humans, earwax has some purposes. It acts as a glue trap, capturing particles so they don't go any deeper into your ear. And believe it or not, it actually has antibacterial properties. Now, you remember when you were a kid and you'd hold a seashell up to your ear and you could hear the ocean? Well, actually that was the circulation in your ears. Sorry to ruin the magic. Now, the term for ringing in the ears is tinnitus or tinnitus. It can actually be as compromising as impaired hearing itself, because the static, in a sense, makes you miss a word here and there. That happened with a NASA transmission, a famous one. Neil Armstrong later clarified that in the transmission, due to static, one word was missed. We think he said that's one step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But actually, he said that's one step for a man. Anyhow, one trick to tolerate ringing in your ears is setting up a fan next to your bed at night, because when it's quiet, that's when you notice it most. And point it away from the bed, and that white noise will offset noticing that irritating noise that interferes with falling asleep. Now, deeper in your ear is a structure that its purpose is balance. It's called the semicircular canals. There's these three arch-shaped tubes. One goes up and down in the x-axis, the other one's perpendicular to that in the y-axis, and the third one perpendicular to the other two yet again in the z-axis. And they're filled with fluid and have these little beads inside, sort of like a hula hoop. And so when you twist your head one way, the beads slide and tell your brain your position. There's actually three ways your body gets a sense of position. There's your ears, there's also your feet, the pressure on your feet. If you start leaning to one side, you can feel it on your feet, and that's a signal that you're off center. And third is your vision. When you look out at like the visual horizon, it gives you a sense of a neutral position, and is yet a third reference point. Now, if any of these three systems aren't in agreement because one is offset, whether it's ear disease or you bent your glasses and your vision's off just a bit, you'll feel dizzy. That's where dizziness comes from, is this lack of agreement between these three systems. One example of it would be if the beads inside your ears get hung up and sort of stutter and don't slide smoothly, that'll make you dizzy. It's called benign positional vertigo. Have you ever noticed when you're driving your car, listening to the radio, and you change the station, and the next station's volume is actually a lot higher? For just a moment, the sound gets blunted, and then it goes away, as if someone had turned down the volume just a bit to blunt that loud sound. What's going on there is, in your middle ear, there's these three tiny bones called ossicles, and they are sort of a junction between the sound coming in initially to your ear. They pass through these three bones, they tap one another, and then ultimately your inner ear and let the sound through. Now, if the sound were suddenly very loud as a protective device to keep your fragile ear from getting damaged, one of those bones has a little muscle on it, and it contracts and it locks them in place and prevents those vibrations, damaging vibrations, from getting through. These bones, incidentally, are the smallest bones in your body, and that little muscle is also the smallest muscle in your body.